Pay attention to the truck when you praying.
Early morning, time to rise, no sleep. Radio's humming with the funky beat. Sun is shining, Rachel brings the heat. Wake up, CEO, we're on repeat. Chicago, Sun Up City on the go. Rachel L. Gary on the radio. Tune in quick, hear the power flow. Wake up, CEO, it's your daily show. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. From the windy city, bringing major vibes. Rachel on the mic, keeping lives revived. Radio Chicago, where dreams arise. Wake up, CEO, to the skies. No more snooze button, no more delay. Rachel's voice making waves today. Feel the energy Chicago way. Wake up, CEO, rise and sway. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill. Wake up, start the day with CEO. Hey, Rachel's got the vibe, that's the real deal. CEO, it's time to feel the thrill. Morning grind, press play and chill.
This is Dr. Carolyn Stevens, the CEO of the BHC Media Group. And when you are looking for a strategy for self-leadership, get aligned with Wake Up CEO with host Rachel L. Gary every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m.
You know what time it is? Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary in the building. Wake up, CEO, let's go! Wake up, go some set that tone. Wake up, every step you take, you claim that throne. Wake up, no more doubt, no time to stall. Wake up, boss up now, go get it on. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up, I ain't waiting, now I go and take it. Built this from the ground, no way they break it. Consistency, my secret, watch me make it. Got that boss talk, now I ain't faking no. Lost, set the goal, now I'm grabbing the goal. And put in the work, now I'm taking control. The vision so clear, yeah, I already know. Every step I take, I'm ready to blow. Wake up, set that tone. Every step you take, you claim that throne. No more doubt, no time to stall. You boss up now, go get it all. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. Let's go, stay locked in, make it happen. Make it happen. No handouts, yeah, I made my way. Built my brand, now I pave my lane. I turn my losses into lessons. Now my grind got no recession. Yeah, they talk about chance, but I make my own. Yeah, I ain't waiting for fate, got a future to own. Yeah, every setback, just part of the game, gay game. But now I'm up and they know my name. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in. Wake up. Success so sexy, put the work in flexi. Late nights, no rest, but now my vision's hefty. They doubted, they laughed, now they watch from the back. Cause I turned every dream into bricks that stack. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, make it happen. Wake up, stay locked in, go get it all. Every Wednesday, 3 to 5, my Radio Chicago, Rachel L. Gary taking you to the top.
Hey there, CEOs. Welcome to Wake Up CEO, your come on with that midweek wake up call where I am talking that candid conversation to the inner CEOs, that one that is clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. We are about to get into it, CEOs. Today's show is about how to turn your gift into income without selling your soul. Ooh, we about to jump in. I have two very special guests that will be joining me today. We have the illustrious author, Blaque Diamond, who will be talking to us about her new book, Turning Pain into Purpose. Ooh, y'all know I'm about making life a purpose, and I know Blaque Diamond is going to show up and give you guys information on how you can do the exact same. So stay locked in for that. I also have Miss RevErica Turner, who's going to be in the building, having conversations about her metaphysical ministry. You guys get locked in. The chat is already lighting up. We got promotion everywhere. So let's jump into the promotion real quick, and then we'll jump into the show. You know, we got to dive right in. We got Sharice Sloan in the chat. That is the CEO of Highly Productive Chicago. She is also the official promoter for Freedom Has GPS. Set your destination to success. Get locked in. If you are looking to promote your business, your brand, your author, or you're a singer, a rapper, someone who's in the music industry, if you're looking for business promotion, she is that place. So go ahead and get locked in with Highly Productive Chicago. Go to Facebook right now. Get locked in. Go to Facebook right now. Get locked in. If you want to amplify your brand, she is that person to get locked in too. So she's dropping everything in the chat. Big news. I am thrilled to announce that Highly Productive Chicago is the official promoter for Rachel L. Gary. That is me. So go ahead, and if you guys are looking to already get your pre-ordered book, guys, there are going to be gifts. People who get pre-orders, you're going to get access to the first chapter in the next couple of weeks. There'll be other gifts that you guys will get along the way. So you're not just buying a book, you are buying into the movement of yourself from wherever you are to actually get it aligned with your destination of freedom. Get locked into that book. Then we have more promotion going on. Tickets for the 312 Awards. If you guys are not already locked in, the 312 Music Awards, I was nominated for the Radio Personality of the Year in that category. There are several other categories out there. There was Performer of the Year. There was Designer of the Year. There was the Best Film Directors of the Year. I mean, it was an awesome array of Black excellence in the rooms. I have had the privilege of going to the nomination party this past weekend. It was a whole vibe. I met some awesome people at the event. So if you want to go ahead and secure your ticket right now, go to 312musicawards.com. One more time, that is 312musicaward.com. That's all one word, 312 music, MUSICAWARD.com. So go ahead and get your tickets, or you can go to Eventbrite and as well as get those tickets. So go to the website, click that link so you can go ahead and get your tickets to the event. It is going on March 8th. I will be in the building getting my award. Hey, I apologize, people in my category. I appreciate all of you guys. You know, I love what you do. You bring your mission to the airwaves. There are 5 people from My Radio Chicago in that category. I am humble, even though I cracked the jokes, laughing but very serious, about bringing home the award. At the end of the day, it's really about us living up to our best selves and bringing our best selves to the airways to talk to you guys. So thank you guys for staying locked in with us right here on My Radio Chicago. We were the top people awarded, in that category. So there was 5 of us in that category, along with the owner of My Radio Chicago. You can't get any better than having awesome shows every day of the week right here. So 3 to 5 every day of the week, you got a good show. Then 5 to 7, you got a good show. Then you got 7 to 9. Then you got 9 to 11. Then you got 11 to guys. Just stay locked in on My Radio Chicago and get your daily dose of whatever kind of message that you're looking for. You'll find it right here. and get your ticket to the awards so you guys can see the winners. See the winners, celebrate excellence, and also get some of the good vendors, items that are going to be at that event. Always good things that are going on. Chicago is always standing up. Then we have Hibachi is a new Black-owned hibachi restaurant on the south side of Chicago. It is right down the street. Marissa Terry, I had the pleasure of meeting her last week and taking the opportunity to taste some of her food. It was, first off, the portion sizes were off the chain. So when I first saw the price, I was like, come on now. Well, I'm gonna get a little bitty bowl for that price, but once I got it was a whole platter of some awesome food, some noodles, some rice. I mean, the food looked so delicious. So when I finally got the opportunity to taste some of the chicken, it was like, all right, come on now. She stepped into that. So go ahead and support another Black-owned business in the neighborhood who is doing awesome things. So I know that we're going to see more from Marissa, because she not only owns Hibachi Grill, that's just the new spot that she has. She does some things where she helps teach kids how to cook. So she's definitely a person in the society who's looking to help people grow and develop and be the best version of them. So get locked in to Hibachi over here on 522 East 79th Street, right here in Chicago. Get locked in. All right. So we got last one. This is what I say. After me, we got some awesome show. You got Frequency that comes on right after me with Lexi Couture. If you guys are not already locked into Lexi, she comes on right after me from 5 to 7 on Wednesdays. The show is awesome. She has awesome information, awesome feedback, awesome editorials. I look at the show myself. So check her out right after I go off the air. Don't just change the station. Don't just leave the Frequency. Stay right here for Frequency right after me. All right, guys, so let's jump into this topic. We have spent enough time talking about everybody in their business, but at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we support each other and support Black businesses for growth. So we're gonna start the show off a little differently than we normally do. Normally, we start the show off where we talk through being clear, but this time we're gonna start off with the author herself coming all the way from Maryland to come talk to us here in Chicago about her new book. So guys, I have the pleasure I do not just consider Black Diamond as a person who is an awesome author. She has also been the host of 2 of my reunion masterminds. I consider her a deep friend. And I only have great people in my circle because you only can trust great people. I say it that way. So without further ado, I bring to you the multiple award-winning author, Black Diamond. Come on in, Black.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
All right. Yes, I can. Thank you for joining me yet again, Black Diamond. But this time you're joining me for something new. You're joining me for that new book. So I know the last time we spoke, there was a thing that I was supposed to be looking forward to. I gotta still see that.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
That thing is still the thing is coming. It's going to be coming really soon, and I'm just really proud of the thing, and I'm still working on it. So I'm just going to surprise a lot of people. I surprised myself with it. So I really hope everybody enjoys it and don't be too shocked with it coming from me.
I will say this. I have read part of the Habitual Liar. I guarantee you I'm not going to be shocked. I don't believe, because Habitual Liar had me I was like, what? Wait, had me, guys, remember, I told you I don't read fictional books. I read a bunch of nonfiction. So when I actually, as I said, I support Black excellence. And when she won an award for that, I said, okay, I need to dive in here. And I was like, whoa, had me in there. Did you see that? Tell my wife, did you see that part? So I know that you definitely have a side where you can definitely bring some things that excite people's mind and make them want to dive in a little further. So we don't want to leave any more suspense. Tell us about this new book, Turning Pain into Purpose, a personal transformational guide.
Well, this guide, it was born from more so lived experiences. I've learned that pain. And when you get that pain, it becomes unprocessed because it becomes weight. But when it's reflected on honestly, it becomes direction. And that's what happened to me. I didn't want to write something people could just read. I wanted to create something that they could work through. And this guide is about moving from reflection to intention, and from intention to forward movement. It's structured because healing needs structure, and it's gentle because growth requires safety. So I had to go through this book a couple of times, even though it came out pretty quick, but it was intentional with what I had planned for it. So I'm just really happy about it. And it comes on the heels of, and it follows The Habitual Liar, as well as Cracks in the Surface, Strengths in the Core. So it's more like, it's not a series, but it's a package, because it does follow that character China. So she has a lot to do with this book here.
Okay, so China has made she is making another appearance. Come on, China.
Yeah, well,
Guys,
I think China's going to be with me for a while.
Get more tuned in with who China is. So, but tell us a little bit about the creative process of you actually creating a book. People always, that's the first thing that someone asks me when they about my book. What was your process? And for me, everyone's process is different. So for you, what was your process in you creating the new book, Turning Pain into Purpose?
Well, for me, I had to go through some pain, and I've been going through some things for quite a while. And sitting through this isn't a book you skim through. It's a guide you engage, and it doesn't just inspire, it instructs you. It provides reflection prompts, exercises, and affirmations, which I love affirmations, and it moves the readers from insight to action. And it's a lot of books that tell you what's possible, but this guide helps you practice how to get there. So I've read the book, I've written the book, and some people, well, I can't talk on some people, but most of my books, I write them and that's it. I don't go back to read them, but because this is a guide, it helped me through something personal that I was going through recently. And I'm back at it again because I said, no, I'm still going through this. So I had to go back to that area, that session in that book. It's almost like my own personal therapist walking around with me, where I can go back and forth in that book, whether I made entries in there or not. I can go back and forth with that book, and the guide, and it guides me. So I just love the way that it came out. I love the inspiration, the affirmations, and the work that's being done with that book. And to tell you the truth, I'm still working through that book myself, because it's important for me to make sure what I put out is what I would receive myself, and what I would want somebody to be able to say, yes, she's not telling me what to do. She's just guiding me on different options that I may have. And you decide which options. I don't tell you what to do. Again, I'm not a therapist at all. I'm a trauma coach, but I am not a therapist. So I wouldn't even begin to make that as something that I do. I don't.
Okay. So so with that being said, can you explain what the difference is between a trauma coach and a therapist? Just so that people can have an understanding of what your expertise are and what expertise you're bringing to your new book.
Well, a therapist, they make the money. They're the ones that make them big bucks. And they have a license. As a trauma coach, I don't have a license. Being a coach, you don't have to be licensed at all. I know in most states you don't. I believe they're trying to get that to be licensed. We both carry insurance. If certain coaches don't, they should carry insurance. We come in at a place where we don't tell the person what to do. We coach them. You really come up with the solution yourself. We listen. We give them that listening ear. It could be any type of coach, a trauma coach. It could be a counselor, as far as marriage coach, relationship coach, any one of those coaches. You're just really guiding them through. You're listening. It's a different, with some therapists, they may be able to write prescriptions and things like that. I don't say that you don't need medication. I don't even talk about it. If they're on it already, I'm hoping that they're already seeing a therapist, because I would recommend that they see a therapist before they come to me. And I would hope that the therapist would then send them to me, because they're making progress to where they're at already in their life. And I'm just there as that second handle to continue the process with them. So we come after all of that. Sometimes we come before, because they may seek us out. Some people have that where I don't need therapy. But if you come to me and I see that you're going in that direction, I'm going to refer you to a therapist, because I tell you right up front, I am not a therapist, and I don't pretend to be one. So they know what they're getting when they come sit down in front of me, or either if they're on the screen.
Okay. I can appreciate you, what you're saying, because some people will come to me. I am a licensed life coach. I do not tell people I'm a licensed life coach. I just felt, and this is just me, I just felt that if I was going to be helping coaching individuals, that I should have a certificate of some in some sense. So I am a licensed life coach. I just specialize in leadership and development. I
am certified. I am certified as a trauma coach, as well as a parent coach. So I am certified to be able to be the coaches, but it's different of a certification than it is with a license. So I don't tell them that I'm licensed, because I'm not, but I am also a social worker. So I do let them know that anything that they say to me, by law, I'm a mandated reporter. I have to report it. So I put it all on the table so they know who I am before they sit, and then something happens and I have to make that discovery of explaining that this person was in a session with me and they reported this. As a mandatory reporter, I have to report it. So I let them know. When they fill out the form, they know. I don't hide anything, because I don't want them to start off with me not trusting me.
Absolutely. And I really can appreciate where you're speaking about trust, because I'm a firm believer in integrity and being trustworthy. So since today's show is about how to turn your gift into income without selling your soul. And I know that as you spoke about the difference between a therapist and a trauma coach is the financial gap. What would you say about turning the gift that you have of having a conversation with individuals who are working through trauma? How have you utilized that in a way? Because that for you, it seems to be a gift, because it goes to what you've been doing for years with social work and things of that nature. Let me ask a question from that perspective first. Considering that you have been a social worker for how many years is it, Blaque?
40.
40 years. So for 40 years, you've been dealing with individuals that are in our system who need support and guidance and need help with different things within their lives. And now you're a certified trauma coach. So what would you say, when you look at all of that, is your gift?
I just like helping people. It's not, somebody may say this woman is crazy, but it's never about the money for me. It's not. I had just also became an alumni ambassador and international consultant for the United States Institute of Diplomacy on Human Rights. So that's just something else I just added to what I already do. So I focus on human rights. I focus on social work. I focus on being a coach. So it's all about the person for me. It's never about the money. Yes, you can make some money off of this, but I'm not sitting back saying, well, I got to make this money. I'm going to bring this client in so I can make this money. Yeah, I have to have my bills paid, but it's about elevation with everything that I do. And I'm going to elevate the person, so that's what it's about for me. Income, it comes in. Yes, it does. I don't plan on being rich from this. If it happens, it's going to happen, but that's not what I was delivered to do. So okay. I'm just happy that I'm in the space that I'm in now. And when he moves me to say, okay, here, this is where I want you at, then that's where I'll go. But he has never steered me wrong. God has never steered me wrong. So I'm going to continue to follow wherever he takes me, because I know he's not going to take me down the wrong path. And he hasn't done so yet.
Oh, absolutely. That is something I can really appreciate, because you know my story. You know that I 2 years ago made the decision to step away from making a substantial amount of money to go into helping individuals on a more impactful level. And I have to be honest, I have more joy in helping people now than I ever did at making the amount of money I was making. And now I want to say this also to be said, that you cannot pour from an empty cup as well. So I do want to make sure that people.
As long as he's pouring into my cup, I'm not worried about my cup ever being empty, because he's going to keep it full. Whether he keeps it full with what you may see as green dollar signs, coins, chips, whatever anybody want to call it, I'm full in abundance with knowing that he keeps my cup full in another way. So I'm okay with that. People will say, oh, she has money. You can think whatever you want to think. I have God on my side, and that fills my cup and it keeps my cup overflowing. So I'm okay with that. I love helping people. I love doing what I do. I don't think at this point in my life that I would probably be doing anything else. Now, initially, when I was growing up, I did want to do something else, but going into this field of human rights, it's taking me right back to where I wanted to be. I wanted to be an international judge, but hey, I'm doing international work now. So I'm okay with it. He just wanted me to go a different path, and this is the path that I'm on. So I'm very happy about it.
So I'm gonna tell you what I heard from what you said. It sounded like you came full circle to where you wanted to be, but in a different capacity, but helping people just the same.
Exactly. Stay on the same level.
Absolutely.
But this time it's under my own rules. So that's what makes me proud. It makes me proud because I don't have to question anybody else. I don't have to get authorization for some things. And I really get to get down with the people. I really get to understand them. I've lived a lot of the things that they're going through. I lived that life. And I'm probably still living it. So being that I experienced it, I can honestly say that I know what you're going through. I know how you're feeling. My story is an open book. I have no shame in telling anybody that, yes, I was homeless 3 times. Yes, I was on the run twice. I'm not ashamed of any of this. So when I say human rights, I'm very proud to be able to go out and to delegate for individuals on human rights. I'm very happy to be a social worker. And as a matter of fact, I'm not the type of social worker that some people think. I teach policies and practice. So I get to that point. And to add what I'm already doing, it makes me feel good. Being an author, I could take it or leave it. I love writing. Is not what I started out to do. But I love writing. Right now, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm already thinking about something towards another book, and that's the way it comes to me. So I don't set out to write. That's why it's not a big deal for me. I can go to an event, and I'm very happy and proud of every author that's there because that's their intention. But for me, it just comes that way, and I put it in a book, and then it's done, and I keep it moving. So that I never really get a chance to really read what I've written already. I got books that I've written. I haven't read them, for one, because I've lived the life of those books. So it's just, I'm just wondering, what do he have in store for me next? Sometimes I get a little nervous getting up in the morning because I say, oh gosh, I don't know what you're going to have me doing today, but just let me get up and wash up, shower, whatever, because I'm quite sure it's something coming down the pipe, and you can never really be prepared for it, but I try my best.
Okay. So considering that you made mention that you didn't intend to be a writer. That is very ironic for the multiple award-winning author. So, I mean, so that means that, to me, the things that are in your book are helping individuals. So the information that poured through you to those pages are landing with individuals who find themselves in some of those similar situations. So what do you say to the person who is going to be reading this book?
Well, I've been through enough pain. Believe me, I have been through it. Over 40 years of pain. And I want to turn my pain into purpose and my purpose into progress. And me doing what I'm doing now, that's the progress that I'm making. And that's why I said he's taking me through those steps. I had to go to be where I'm at now because this is the position that he wanted me in. My life was planned before I even came here. Before what you see most people have on their arms, or some people have in their arm established, that was already established for me. I didn't know anything about what journey. I may have said I want to be an international judge, but he said, not today.
Okay.
Not today. And I didn't say a word. I just let it go and just let God do his thing. And that's what he usually do. So I write with the person in mind, with the people in mind, but I go through these experiences. If I hadn't went through the experience, I put myself through it so I can understand. So this way I can put out what the readers will be able to understand. Like in the case with the habitual liar with China, that book took me to places that I didn't think that I would ever go, that I would ever see, that I didn't even think that existed. And like I mentioned then, I had to go to therapy for 5 years because of that book, because it took me 5 years to write, because I had to put myself into some of the places and experience some of the things that China went through. And I still feel it now. And I just said, wow, So it enabled me to write Cracks in the Surface, Strengths in the Core, because it's continuing with a person like China, because there's people out there like China. And now you got turning pain into purpose and purpose into progress. That's still like China. That's still a part of China. That's a part of you, me, and everybody else. I don't know anybody that can actually sit in front of me and tell me that they hadn't been through some sort of pain. I wouldn't care if your pain was only going to the dentist. You went through some type of pain.
Oh, absolutely. So when you wrote Turning Pain into Purpose, who did you see as the reader who will be reading that book? So who is this book for? If you had to tell everyone right now, you need to go buy this book because this book is for you, who is that person?
It's for anyone who knows they're capable of more but feels stuck in transition. It's for that reflective thinker, the quiet builder, the person who's ready to move forward intentionally instead of reactively. It's not about fixing yourself. It's about strengthening yourself. So I glanced every once in a while, and I would look in the mirror after I would do a session. And I had just told a mutual friend of ours, Dr. Carolyn Stevens, that I went through the book. And I'm going through it again. One night we were up just talking, and I said, you just don't know that this book is really helping me go through something that I'm going through. And I was really surprised, pleasantly surprised that, wow, I removed myself. And that's just something that I'm able to do. I removed myself from who I am to somebody else. And I'm not saying have DID or anything like that, but that's something that I've been able to practice and do for a long time. So that's how I was able to get into the character of China. So I removed myself as me being the writer of this book and the person who's going through pain. So I just started going and doing the work, just like we did with Cracks in the Surface. I didn't want the panel to be doing this and going through this journey by themselves. So I started doing the work, and I said, oh my God, I wrote that? I'm asking people to do that? I'm saying this to, and I started filling it out and doing the work. But I'm going to ask you to do the work. I'm going to do the work too. But I'm going to do it first. But during that period of time, I did it along with everybody else. And it was overwhelming of what they were saying and what they were going through, as well as what I was saying and what I was going through. So this book now, Turning Pain into Purpose and Purpose into Progress, I'm nearing the progress part, and I'm very happy. But whenever I feel as though that pain is there, I'm going right back to the beginning in session 1 in that book. Because you can do that. You can go back and forth. Wherever you feel comfortable at, you don't even have to start in session 1. You can start wherever you are. As a social worker, we're taught to meet them where they're at. Well, this book is going to meet you where you at, where you in, where you want to come back to, where you want to lend it to somebody else and let them go through this. That's what this is about.
Hey, I can be a firm believer in that, because recently I just with my CEO mastermind, I explained to my mentees that one of my challenges is I'm an introvert, so I don't go places where I don't know people. So I challenged myself this weekend to go to an event that I normally wouldn't have gone to, because I was like, but I to hold myself accountable, I told the mentees I was going to meet 3 new people. So I went in the room with the intention to talk to individuals, to hear their stories, because I tell you this, I'm one of the best people to meet because I'm listening the whole time. So most people feel so heard when they talk to me because I'm listening the whole time. So I had 7 awesome conversations, because when I left the room, I had met 7 new people and heard about their lives, their dreams, their hopes of where they wanted to go next. And a lot of those things aligned with where I'm going and how I'm growing. But I say all that to say that that's what a real coach does.
Yeah.
You are walking.
It really is.
Tease. So it was not just about them being on assignment for the week. I was on assignment for the week. And for my receipts, I dropped the picture of who I met, tagged the person in the picture, and had the conversation where, hey, this is who I met. This is what they do. Because at the end of the day, to go what is next for me, I have to get out of my own way. And I'm a firm believer in sometimes you have the old you must. I'm a firm believer in this. The old you must die to the new you.
You couldn't have said it better. than that, because why, you know, I've been to Washington before, but this trip that I had went on to get the certification, I was there in Washington. Of course, it was very cold just last week. And as I was crossing the street to enter the building that I was going through this process with, the motorcade came down the block. The president's motorcade came down the block. And the way that they had the streets blocked off, of course they would. That's the president of the United States. But I just felt differently when I saw it myself. I'm not going to deter or say anything nasty, negative, positive, anything else, or anything indifferent. But it gave me a different perspective of a lot of things when I saw that motorcade going past me. And I just stood there, and I just stood and I just looked. And I just had to check myself for a minute. And I had to go into a bathroom, look in the mirror, and just check myself and said, what did I just see? I seen it on television 1,000 times. You'd see the president's motorcade going by. It's like when you're watching a television show and you're calling the person stupid, like Family Feud. Oh, you should have said this. You should have said that. Well, I could have guessed this. It's different than on television. And you're seeing it in person. For me, and I'm gonna speak for me, I got a totally different feeling and a totally different respect for me being a United States citizen. I did, just from that. I didn't see anybody at all. I knew they were all going to a prayer breakfast. I knew that other countries was in those vehicles that was going. I'm saying that they shut down any company that purchases Escalades, because with so many of them just kept going by. It was like never ending. But in each and every one of those was different people from different nations. And that's what gave me the respect that I am a United States citizen. And I'm about to go into this building and become an ambassador internationally to represent. And I just was so proud just to feel that and to see that. So I'm not saying that any author should just chuck it or anything. And I don't disrespect any authors, but I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I was always told not to just sit there and think that just being an author is it. You're not going to be the next Maya Angelou. I can just about guarantee you that. Keep doing what you're doing. You can become a speaker. What are you writing about? You know, so the church just called me and asked me, would I come to the church and speak to some authors that's in the church? And I told them, sure, of course. But they need to understand that being an author is not just it. I understand they may have another job, but be a speaker. Be a leader, be a teacher, be something. When it comes to that, you can morph all of that into being an author. It's more than what people may believe. And this is where it has taken me. It's taken me to international levels, which I didn't think that would happen because that wasn't on my agenda. But I guess it was because it was on God's agenda for me. I just didn't see it. It wasn't supposed to be presented to me yet. But when it did come, I put it in a headlock and I kept moving because I said I might not get a second chance.
So I want to say, first off, now I'm speaking to Ambassador Author Blaque Diamond. I mean, I don't know how many more titles you're going to put on your name because I see you don't have Author Blaque Diamond today. But when you say just know that you're not just an author, just like our mutual friend will always tell us, we as authors should not be just writing books. We should be building a platform. And
that's right.
And I'm a firm believer in that. I am very intentional, and I got the intentional from Blaque Diamond. She's the one who started calling me intentional coach. So, but at the end of the day, I'm very intentional about the information I put out there. I'm very intentional about the conversations that I'm having. I'm very intentional about the energy I allow in my space. And I think that's gonna definitely lend to who our next guest is. But that is what it's really all about to me. So I surround myself with a lot of positive energy. I keep myself in a very positive headspace because I am a leader. And there's a lot of people who are in life not leading themselves. So today I had a conversation with someone that reminded me that I had to check myself because my energy comes off differently in certain rooms. So, but to me, those are great conversations because we're all growing.
Yes, we are. Every day, every second of the hour.
So so Blaque, so we got to tell people where they can find you, where they can get this new book, how many books you got out there, and when is your next? I know you're going to be doing a panel soon. So where can they find you, and what's up next?
What's up next is my new Roku station. Well, my new Roku channel is called Access Granted. Access is AXXESS. Granted, it's going to be on Roku. We start shooting on February the 23rd. I have some wonderful people who decided to take this journey with me, and it is turning pain into purpose and purpose into progress, and that's what that's about. You can find the book on basicblaque.com. That is my website. You can also look for me on Facebook. I'm under Author Blaque Diamond. On Instagram, I'm fairly new to all of that. I'm trying to maneuver it. It's basic_Blaque. Also at YouTube at Blaque Diamond, and then you can check me out on LinkedIn on Blaque-Diamond. I am working on 2 new books, and I'm really proud of them. But for one of them, I really have to take my time because it means so much to me. This book that it's very emotional writing this book, so I'm taking my time because I don't want to miss anything. Because once you understand what I've written, and you've read it, you'll understand, wow, now I understand why she took her time in writing this book. And I just try to write little bit by little bit every day and until it's done. But I'm telling you the truth, and maybe I'm giving a hint. I'm kind of hoping it's never done. I'm kind of hoping that it's never done. And there's a reason why, that I would hope that this book is never done. So I'm taking my time with it because I'm just hoping that the book is never done. And that's where the emotional part comes in at. So I guess it's always something with me, and I'm always leaving you with something. We're trying to figure it out. But once that book, if it ever comes out, you'll understand.
I know you're gonna be in town for my birthday next month.
Yes.
So the opportunity to see the thing. I have been looking forward to it for like 5 months. I can't wait to see it. But you got people out here. So Selah Brooks says, shout out to Blaque Diamond. And thank you, Selah, for joining me. Then we have Bree, who said, good afternoon to Coach. Thank you, Bree, for joining me. She said, hey, bestie. That's to her friend in the background, Erica, who's getting ready to come on and talk about some things about spiritual. We want to definitely talk about being aligned with who we are. And that is why I had to get her on the show. I just couldn't wait to talk about that energy. So, but Blaque, I cannot wait till we get the new 2-3 books that are going to be out in the next. I saw they coming out in 2026. That's my question. 2026.
Well, this book just came out in 2026. So within the last year, 3 books was written already, and there's some traveling that I'm getting ready to do. Some places that I've been invited to come to. So some things are, I wouldn't say taking a back seat. They're just sitting on the side for a little bit, and we're working on it. It's a work in progress. So again, like I said, I'm just going to take my time with one of the books, and I'm just hoping that it would never really be written, but I know eventually it would be. So meanwhile, I'll be working on the other book and some other projects that I'm working on. But I wouldn't count on seeing the thing next month. I wouldn't count on seeing the thing next month. And don't pick me when I get there about the thing, because I'm working on that. It's very, very special, and I can't wait to present it to everyone, because it's something to be reckoned with. It's something that I would have never thought that I would do. I would have never thought. I never thought that I would write a book like The Habitual Liar, but out of that book, which is what I can give you about the thing, comes the thing. So there's where you got it. So you don't have to ask me when you see me.
Basic Black
out of that book.
Get those books so you guys can be prepared for the thing when it comes out. Hopefully, I get to see it before the end of 2026. But we want you to take your time, so it could be everything that you want from it. So don't rush on anybody's count. I don't think that you are. I know you're gonna be very strategic with how it comes out and how it shocks us all and takes us all aback. I was already shocked by Habitual Liar. However, it was a phenomenal book. The workbook that came next, I was part of that panel. It was a awesome workbook. So please, y'all get locked into Blaque Diamond. Go to basicblaque.com, correct?
Yes.
So go to
Blaque is spelled like my name.
BLAQUE. So make sure you guys get locked in with Black Diamond and stay locked in because for our next guest. In the meantime, we're gonna put on some ads and y'all stay locked in right here on Wake Up CEO with your host Rachel L. Gary on what? My Radio Chicago, because we already know this is more than radio. We are all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary.
Talk to you later about
StreamYard. Rita rose from life's ashes.
I'm going to talk to you later about StreamYard.
They broke those mental chains. Now comes value
and
3.
Tell your guests I said hello and thank you.
Reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayiampossible.com.
Questions were exact and to the point of what I needed, but immediately I was able to apply some extra income come immediately this past week.
Charging $150 for these classes. So I had 30 people show up each day. I charge $150 and we're like 40.
I've gotten like three more clients since I revamped again. And I'm really grateful for that.
I actually hit my goal. I think I was at 158. And so this week I'm now at 170 RSVPs for my lunch party.
I have been uploading consistently, sharing it, and also promoting and marketing on. I did build up my own team as well. The business I also did crack in another client.
Maybe if I was listening, I'm just back to do any marketing.
Welcome to the CEO Mastermind.
If I let her end one, my ancestor died.
There's a new TV network on the scene.
I will walk like a CEO, think like a boss. Every setback I had turned to gain, not lost. Mind on clarity, feet on grind. Built from the truth, that CEO state of mind. Power in my steps, vision in my lane. I don't follow waves, I create my name. This ain't hype, this purpose designed. I live loud in my CEO state of mind.
They want the crown, but not the pain. I made my peace inside the flame. Ownership, that's every choice. I don't fold, I found my...
All right, welcome back to Wake Up CEO. I am your host, Rachel L. Gary. And guys, I have a guest for you. So you know, guys, I'm always about us waking up. And waking up is not just a mental wake up. It's a financial wake up. It's a spiritual wake up. And today I brought somebody to have a conversation about how we embody that portion. So I'm bringing you somebody who is going to help you stop performing your purpose and start embodying it. Please welcome RevErica Turner, metaphysical minister and embodiment coach. She teaches what embodiment really means, how it starts in the mind, and how reprogramming the subconscious helps you identify your true self and walk in your mission. Without further ado, I bring to the CEO Wake Up CEO show, Erica. Come on, Reverend Erica.
Hello. Glad to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
All right, so tell us a little bit about, to start with you, your name of your business and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Reverend Dr. Erica. I'm a metaphysical minister and embodiment coach, also known as a spiritual life coach. A lot of people get kind of uncomfortable with the word spiritual, so I was led to like find something that's much closer and also that basically applies to the work that I actually do, which is embodiment. And so I'm an embodiment coach. I basically teach metaphysics. I teach the word of God in the way that Christ taught the word. And I use a lot of that in a lot of my counseling and coaching sessions as well, because I refer to some of the scriptures that's being used, which is actually clear as day, that a lot of people don't really understand, they overlook, and they misinterpret, mistranslate, and things of that nature. So yeah, that's what I do.
Okay. And I heard a whole lot, but a whole lot of how we're going to get the information and sink that into our spiritual body. And then we start talking about how we're going to allow God in. So did I make that a little simpler or simple for me? Because I'm one of these people. I just got to try to figure it out simple in my mind.
You got it. You got it.
No. You don't appease me on my show. You just tell me I'm wrong. I'm okay with being wrong, because when I'm wrong, I'm open to understand. So I have a clear understanding of what is right. So when I'm wrong, what I'm wrong about it, tell me what I make it right.
No, you basically kind of got it pretty right. It's just implementing in the spiritual along with the physical and everything, and just knowing thyself for one, with embodiment, spiritual coaching and everything, is getting deeper down into the roots of things. And sometimes I use scriptures to just kind of give like examples of certain things and stuff that's going on in the world or in your life and things like that. But I mean, of course, I also tailor my sessions due to like whatever your beliefs and stuff is. Like, it's not all just Christianity and Bible and all that and stuff. So, whatever, God has many names. So you call it universe, most high, whatever you call it, it's all the same.
I'm going to tell you that part right there is what it's all about, because everyone is fighting about the name, and it doesn't matter at all. It's all encompassing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's God. If we want to add another name to it, we want to say the spiritual enlightenment that we get from the heavens, whatever that is, it really just all means that we all connected.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it really all means. We are all connected in every way, shape, or fashion. A lot of times I hear people, you'll hear those conversations where someone will say that we were thinking the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's just because we're all intertwined. We're all spiritually connected, and we don't really understand that. So if you could do me a favor, dive a little bit into that for me about that spiritual enlightenment and how we're all really connected, if you don't mind.
Okay, so we are energy and everything, and it's just understanding how energy works. This is metaphysical science. Everything is science. Everything around us, everything that we are, everything around us is all science, and everything has a frequency. Everything has a vibration. Everything is energy. We are energy. This table has energy about it, and so we as humans have kind of lost sight of spirit. We've become very disconnected with God in a way. And a lot of people like to say that they are so connected with God, but yet they do not walk in that knowingness. And when they see people that actually do walk in that type of power, they demonize it because they don't understand it or they fear it. And the thing is Christ, he was also demonized because he did the same things that a lot of people who are non-religious, who claim spirituality and everything, we do things like healing with laying on hands and stuff. It's the energy that emits from your hands from this God source. And we use that energy to heal ourselves, heal the world, just like the monks having a meditation today and everything. That energy is going to radiate out into the entire universe. And so that is the energy that we don't see. We don't see the stuff that's around us. We cannot see our aura. We can't see the energy that we're in. All we see is the physical self, the surface self. And it's like all we know is physicality.
So that was a whole vibe. We got people checking in on you. So you got Miss Mina, who she checked in on you. We got Bree, who checking in with you. So Bree, she's clapping it up for you. And Amina says, let's go, Erica. That's what I'm talking about. Then we have Stephen J saying, let's go. Let's go. He said, let's go. Let's good. Then we have Stephanie, who's checking in from the Real Life Topics podcast. She is one of the official podcasts for the CEO Mastermind. They also have just become a podcast on Biggs Radio. Get locked in with them. They are awesome hosts, hers and Carmisha. They do an awesome job. I had an awesome time with them, so y'all get locked in with them. Then we have Bree, who said, let's go, bestie. So I'm gonna dive a little bit into, so when we were talking about that Christ was demonized. Now this goes into I'm one of these I'm one of these really intellectual people. I do a lot of reading, lots of reading. Okay. And whenever I hear things that resonate with things that I would think of, but my question would be like, what do you think about the times of like the witch hunt? Now I'm going to get y'all my why. Don't y'all stop liking and sharing my stuff because I'm about to go here. Now, this is a conversation I've had with like my peer circle. Well, my peer circle, we're talking about the witch hunt. And I gave my remedy one more time. I only can speak for what I believe from the research that I have had. So you can go check your facts, and if you find something different, please share it with us here at Wake Up CEO, because I'm always open for growth. So what I have found is that a lot of the things about the witch hunt was all about the fact that women were very empowered. We always have been. It's okay, guys. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Women are the most powerful energy. Men believe they are, not so much, but that's okay. But it was more so the feminine energy is more powerful. This is just some things I've researched over time. Now she can refute me, guys. She's here to help. She's here to talk. Her speak. But I was just speaking about during the witch hunt that a lot of those women were demonized because of the fact of that they were very in tune with them. And it was a way to suppress the fact of their actual enlightenment. And all that is, and that's what has happened since. There's a lot of suppression of who we really are. Because if we ever are really in tune with who we are, we will realize how powerful we really are as a human being. We choose every day to be in the body we're in. This is just my research. Just research. I just read, guys. Just read. We choose every day to be the table. Everything is living. Everything has its own energy, its own frequency. It makes a choice every day choice every moment to go into those configurations for our minds and our eyes. That's why a lot of people don't see the same things at the same time. Because how your mind sees it and how my mind sees it, it will be a different way it's configured. Right. So this is just some things that I've read over time. What do you think about that? Think about my theory. Theory, guys, just my theory.
Same here, theory. But
she probably done more research than me, guys. I'm just saying this is my theory.
a lot of what I come into is I don't know how to really explain it, but it's very intuitive. It's just, let's just say that I'm very intuitive. So a lot of information just really comes to me from source. But with the witch trials, the witch hunts and everything, yes, they were afraid of their power because they literally only used herbs to heal sickness and everything. And that was demonized. And they burned them at the stake and everything because they were healing with different tinctures that they would make at home out of herbs and essential oils and stuff like that. Like all of those things. And like what they failed to realize is that, and then you carry the Bible around and talking about Christ and everything, but Christ did literally all of those things. Christ laid hands, Christ used herbs to heal. Christ did a lot of things that people demonize today and demonized back then. A lot of the teachings, like Christ is not a religion, and people are too stuck in a box with religion. And because people have to understand.
He wasn't even religious.
Exactly.
He was a spiritual being.
Metaphysical. He was metaphysical. Metaphysical means beyond the physical. So that is just beyond this surface level.
I want to pause that 1 second. I want her to repeat that for the people in the back. I want to make sure we get a sound bite of that. One more time. Can we repeat that for the people in the back row who are going to swear to God swear to God that we made all of this up. But a lot of this is just really, if you really do some real research and look into those things that are happening from the past. I want these people who I don't get stuck in the past. I learn from the past and I grow from the past. I'm not going to sit there and get stuck in the past.
Yeah.
But I start with the word for the Bible itself. Christ himself, because I want to make sure that we really understand that Christ is the energy. And happened to at some point in time came into a form, which has happened over time again. We might not want to talk about it, but I promise I'm not going to take it that deep today. I'm not going to take it that deep. But in all honesty, we are part of Christ's consciousness on an everyday basis. If we get more in tune with ourselves, our bodies, our minds, and release a lot of the things that are holding us back.
Yeah.
Like all of the herbs. Why were the herbs being used? Because everything that we needed on the planet was already here when we got here. Everything we need to heal, everything that we need to nourish, everything that we need to have not ailments, but also things that help us progress, like for crystals and things like that. Why are those things so in sync with our bodies? Because they were already here on the planet. A lot of the man-made things are what is harming our bodies. And I'm not going to go biblical right now. I'm going to leave the Bible where it is right this moment. But I'm just saying from the standpoint of our physical bodies, what would you say to how you utilize your practice with helping individuals be more in tune with the Christ consciousness or the consciousness of spirituality within them?
So that would have to be where, so I use counseling with my coaching because I feel like they go hand in hand. Counseling is when you like basically talking and venting, you getting asked questions and stuff, and then you probably get a little bit of advice or, well, have you done this or have you tried this and things like that, and then you just walk off from that, and then you come back and do it again. But in coaching is the action part, and when I will ask you these questions, like there's people out there that they don't believe in anything. They don't know why they're here. They don't know. They feel like they don't belong. They feel like they have no purpose. But if we didn't have a purpose, we wouldn't be here. So everybody has a purpose. People just don't know what it is because we have been conditioned and programmed for so long, and we have been conditioned to fear our own power. And this is what, let me see, hold on. I want to make sure I get the right thing. In John 15, that's John chapter 15, verse 18 to 20. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. If they persecute me, they will persecute you too. These are the words that came from Christ's mouth to the Pharisees, to the people who were listening to the Pharisees. People have a Pharisaical consciousness right now. Prime example of when the monks were just walking for peace, and a Christian man stood there with that sign and basically said, no, you're walking to hell. And these monks aren't doing anything to anybody. They are projecting more. They're trying to project more love, peace, harmony, and all of that is Christ-like. Okay, that's more Christ-like than anything. Christ taught love. Christ taught compassion.
Absolutely.
Okay, and so anybody who is walking in peace, how can that be demonic? How can you go to hell for that? That doesn't make any sense. And so it's like, this is how they also demonize Christ. This is why Christ spoke against religion. He spoke against religious institutions and religious leaders because he said that well, you might dress the part, you speak my teachings, but your heart and your mind is far from me. They don't walk in Christ. Because when we walk in Christ, so what I do is I'm going to get to the root cause of what is causing you to feel stressed, what's causing your suffering. Okay. And that's what Buddhism is all about, is ending suffering. Okay. Buddha also is not a god. And Jesus, Yeshua, Christ is not necessarily a god. Okay. It is the son of God. He was a prince, just like Buddha was a prince. And Buddha means the enlightened one. Christ means the anointed one. And they all work together. All religion is spirituality that's been divided into boxes, into categories and everything. Before religion ever came into play, it was just spirituality, and everybody practiced everything all at once as one union. And they practiced it differently, just like they do now. But then something happened where people came in and said, oh, you practice it like this, you practice it like that, we're going to call you this. This is your religion. This is your religion. Now everybody is like, well, my God is better than your God.
Yeah, it's very similar to the division of Black people over African people over indigenous people. And I utilize that in this context for individuals to get it from this standpoint. That you'll hear a lot of times that, hey, are we Black? Are we African American? Are we this? And we don't want to be called Black anymore. We want to be called this. We want to be called that. All it is the division of a person. If your mind is divided, you cannot be in sync with you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all that really does. Yeah. And that's what it was all intended to do. Mm-hmm. And one more time, I'm not going to get religious on you guys. I promise. But I'm a firm believer in spirituality, but not religion, because I believe religion puts us in a box, and we were never meant to be in a box. Mm-hmm. I believe spirituality allows us to be free and be more connected with ourselves and more connected with the earth. Mm-hmm. And I believe as we if we look back in time, one more time, I'm a historic person. I read a lot of history. All this started because of the Bible. I want us to start there, guys. I was a young kid in church, and I didn't understand scriptures. So I went on a 10-year research and development, trying to understand the passages of the Bible, and found out so much more information that about the passages that are within the Bible, and so many that are not actually in the Bible, and where people are now having a conversation about the Ethiopian Bible is the real Bible. But people, one more time, not don't want to go along the path, but I just want to say that if you ever read about the Ethiopian Bible, they copied it from another Bible and translated it into what you see. Mm-hmm. So none of these books are accurate. And y'all can fight me, put it in the chat, drop it in the chat. None of those Bibles are accurate. None.
So, and then, so here, so real quick, before I get into that too, I just needed to get this out. When I help you, this is what I help you to do, to come out of that type of indoctrination, to let go of those limited beliefs and everything. I go and I get to the root cause of the trauma, why you are procrastinating, why you're scared, why do you feel like you don't belong and everything. We're going to get to that, and then we tackle that. And once we tackle that and we get rid of that, then you can become into your true self of who you were always meant and destined to be. And that is where the embodiment comes in at, because then you get to find out what your passion is. And then you're going to, I'm going to help you to guide and to start walking into your passion and everything. And then you start walking in your divine purpose. We all have a purpose. We all have a mission. You're going to start walking into that. And that's where the embodiment comes in at. So that's how I do that. Now, for the Bible, so a lot of the stuff that's in the Bible can be very contradictory. It can be very misleading, and it's predominantly based off of KJV. If you know, you know. But either way, what I have learned and everything just by experience and a divine source, it's shown me that when you are in tune, when your divine light inside is literally tuned in, activated and on, you can read between the lines. You can read underneath all of that fabrication. You can read underneath all the contradiction. You can read underneath all of the falsifications, all of the things that they try to put in there to try to justify slavery. You can read underneath all of those things because everything is coded. This is metaphysics and quantum physics and all of that. Everything is coded. We are coded. Our name is a code. And that's one part where I start from, where I decode your name and everything, because your name actually tells you who you are and what your mission is.
I'm about to throw it out here, y'all. Y'all ready? Hold on. Let's jump into the chat 1 minute, guys. We got Bree checking in. She said, yes, congratulations. We got Stephanie saying, speak facts. And Bree says, we are the most powerful for sure. Without a shadow of doubt, Bree says, tell her, speak up, speak up. Amina, so Amina, she tagging some people in the polls. And we got super condition. Amina even dropping stuff in the chat, guys. I tell y'all about Amina be putting stuff out there. She correcting us out here. That's why she got us walking in the right way. So I'm gonna ask her to code my name if she's okay. Are you okay? If you say you're not all right, we can do this another time. I'm okay.
It's gonna take a minute because it's a lot of breaking down that I gotta do.
So I'll let her break it down, and she can come back and talk to y'all about it. Because I have a natural birth name, but the only people call me that are people who just recently met me. Mm-hmm. So anybody else, they call me by my name, which is Legend. It's been Legend since forever. Mm-hmm. And I said I go by Rachel L. Gary as I decided to come out and start doing coaching. When I started doing coaching and mentorship, I wanted to use my real name. Not saying I didn't leave. Legend is around. Legend is out there, still living the best life. But on the same token, I wanted to make sure that I brought the insight that I had learned over the last 20 years. Okay. And I do want to speak a little bit to what you said about when you become like more enlightened, how you start noticing things. Mm-hmm. Now, I was having a conversation with a friend recently about when did I start becoming more enlightened. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a true story, guys. I started locking my hair about 5 years ago. And when my locks first started, I had started meditating. All of this happened around the same time my wife had gotten sick or had a surgery, and I had to take care of her for a couple of months. Mm-hmm. And during that surgery, I was at home. If anybody knows me, I work 16 hours a day. That's how I've always worked. So to be at home all day, it was gonna drive me nuts. So I decided I was gonna meditate. Mm-hmm. So I got a meditation CD, sat down with myself, got more aligned, had just got my hair locked because by my wife having surgery, she started my twist because she wasn't gonna be able to do my hair. Mm-hmm. And I gotta give y'all a backstory, guys. This is how I gotta get to this backstory. But during that time is when I started being more in line with things that were happening. I started seeing things as they were happening. Mm-hmm. I started seeing energy. Now, I can meditate at this point. There used to be a time where I meditated, you usually see nothing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And when you first start meditating, you don't hear your voice. Mm-hmm. And people think I'm lying or making this up. I said, if you close your eyes right now, you're not going to hear you speak. Close your eyes and have a conversation. You're not going to hear you. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, no way. I said, entertain me. Close your eyes, take a moment, and you're going to start hearing thoughts that are not, you're going to hear thoughts, and you're going to hear voices that are not yours. Mm-hmm. Even though they're your thoughts, but you're not going to be hearing from you. So months in, I started being able to hear me talk. Mm-hmm. I started being able to see in my meditation. And all of a sudden I started being a lot more aligned. So all of those books that I had read, I was not, be honest, I was no closer to the truth. Mm-hmm. I had 10 years of research, the Somalian tablet, the tablets. Hey guys, I can go to some of the Inca information where they tell you that the pyramids were there when they got there. A lot of things that we believe are just really not true. Where we hear about the building of the Egyptian pyramids, that's false. All of the things that most of the things that we've been taught are wrong. Mm-hmm. But that all being said, because this is not the tunnel of disbelief, but what I started seeing is more of truth. Things started coming to me, mm-hmm. and it wasn't like a barrage. And it was like I would start seeing things. Like I could see energy behind stuff. All of a sudden, I felt like the Matrix for a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went to a place, one of the Reiki healers, we were having a conversation. I said, do you mind if I come talk to you about some stuff that was happening? And then we started having like more of a spiritual conversation. She had some whole lot of books out, and we started going through things that I was seeing and why I was seeing them. And I would just say, I started feeling more enlightened. Now I can just say, like, honestly, I just feel real light. In my everyday life, I feel real light. And some people, when they're in my space, I feel very heavy. So I talk to a friend quite often about being that there's certain energy, I just can't be around it. I just feel so heavy. It's just like it's pulling me down, and I have to get out the room. Has that ever happened to you? I gotta ask for people because hey, whenever I'm around some other spiritual people who are more spiritually connected, I ask these questions.
I had some similarities like that happen and stuff. I was actually recently, I just had something similar like that happen where I was carrying so much energy and weight on my shoulders that basically came from my job and everything. And I had to look at my job like, I usually always end up knowing when it's time for me to leave that job and it's time for me to move on and stuff. Like, as soon as I start feeling anything like, oh, I can't do this no more. As soon as you start getting ready to cry at that job, anything like it's time to go. And so Spirit was telling me that I needed to, that it was time for me to leave. And mind you, this is a job that, that's part of one of my passions, because I'm also a licensed massage therapist. And so I was working as a massage therapist, but it was like, it just got so overwhelming that I was working there and I couldn't really focus much on my businesses like I really wanted to. And also it took a little bit away from my daughter, because like I'll come home and I'll be tired and I want to just lay down and I don't want to do nothing and stuff. And I really don't want to be bothered. But the moment that I left the job and everything, it was like the next day, my shoulders were super light and stuff. Like it literally felt like somebody just lifted something up off of me. So, so that's a similar little experience. I've had many different experiences where I experienced God in so many ways. When I was younger, I was in and out with my faith a lot, because I didn't know what to believe. I didn't know what to believe in. Like I even threw my Bible away multiple times because I'm like, man.
Pick it up though, y'all. I want y'all to know it's in my drawer now. It's in my drawer. I can't throw it completely away.
Right. But I've always had this, like, so here's the thing with me. I never saw myself becoming a minister of any sort. Like that was far from my mind. And so, I don't know, everything started to come to me when I got into massage school. I got in massage school and we was introduced to Reiki. Reiki ended up becoming, it was magnetic for me to just turn to that, because I'm like, oh, I really love this. I want to do it and everything. And then when I graduated massage school, out of massage school, I ended up being guided to Metaphysical, to the University of Metaphysics and University of Sedona.
Okay.
Prior to that, though, I was like always thinking like I think I had heard something about like a quantum physician or something like that. And I was kind of into like the quantum at first. And so I was like, oh, I want to be a quantum physician or something like that. So I was looking that up one day and nothing would come up at the time. But what did come up was University of Metaphysics. And so I, of course, did my dive and I looked and stuff to make sure, and stuff they legit. And I went. That's right.
Trust but verify.
Right. But then I ended up going and that got in with the scholarship and stuff, and I got my bachelor's degree in conjunction with my ordination. I actually did ordination vows. So yes, I am truly ordained. I'm an ordained metaphysical minister. And
we're gonna pause on that. I want y'all to she's not here to have a conversation about just what she's talking about what she actually went to school for and how she is actually ordained to have this conversation. Please continue. I'm sorry about that. I must interrupt and celebrate excellence. Come on.
No problem. Well, thank you. But yeah, so the things that I was learning in there and just reading all the text, like it literally opened my eyes, my heart, my mind to everything. And it's like metaphysics is literally everything that we are and everything that we are not, everything that is around us, everything that is in us. Like we are metaphysics. We are beyond the physical. We were spirit first before we became into these physical vessels.
We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Exactly. And people don't really be knowing what that means. They don't understand that. They don't understand what that means to be a spiritual being having a human experience in physical form. But yeah, so I just had a lot of different experiences and stuff. And that's what kind of brought me back to also reading more looking more at the Bible. Because when I looked at the Bible, I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. I'm looking outside here in the world. I'm paying attention to what is going on. And you have people who are blaspheming and demonizing spiritualists. You have them demonizing and blaspheming the Reiki. Reiki is laying on of hands. People have gotten so like stuck on labels and titles of everything. Like it's crazy. And we've been so conditioned and conformed to the world that we forgot that we were spirit first before anything. God said that I am in you, you are in me. God said that you will do the works that I can do and even greater. God said that you can do this too.
Which means, I want to break it down for what you mean. That I want y'all to hear that. We can do it too, which means that we create as well.
Yes, we create everything. We create everything with our thoughts. Anything that you think. That's why you have to be careful with what you think. We have to be careful with how you speak and what you speak, to whom you speak and everything, because that can come into a formation. And it might take a while, but it will eventually start to develop and form the more that you're thinking about it, the more that you're constantly radiating this energy. You are creating everything. You are creating your life. You are creating your stagnancy. You are creating your successes. You are creating all of that. You just have to believe in yourself. And that's what Christ said also in John, in the story of John. In John, he's literally telling them that the problem is that you don't believe. I've told you who I am. I've showed you who I am. Yet you still question me because you don't believe. And this is what is happening with us as spiritual people, spiritual beings who are actually walking in Christ and doing the things that Christ told us to do. People look at us and say, oh no, that's demonic. And it flusters me so much because I'm like, how can you be so-called Christ-like? How can you say you love Christ? How can you say that you know Christ? How can you say that Christ is everything, but you don't do anything that he told you to do? And when people do what he says to do, you want to demonize it. You are then acting or walking in the Pharisaical mind. That is the energy you're walking in right now. You are the Pharisees.
Come on now, Erica. She can go. Hey guys, this is what Wake Up CEO is about. Wake Up CEO is all about waking up your mind, your body, and your spirit. Now, Miss Erica just came here and had this whole conversation about, I talk about this every week. Every week I tell them that we create things twice. The first thing you created in your mind for you to bring it into reality. Yeah. If you want to make changes in your life, you can change. We have every day we have opportunity to make a shift. We make the shift every day. I make a choice today to get up and do A, B, C, D, and F, and G. I can make a choice tomorrow to do something totally different. But we don't utilize the creation that we have. And what she was talking about, the demonize, I gotta tell y'all, one more again. I'm not gonna get the Bible a hard time today. But or people, I don't give religious people a hard time. I believe that for them, that they're lost in those words, because a lot of the words are not meant to be so literal.
Yeah,
a lot of words are meant to be parables. And we'll go. I cracked this joke on the Jonas in a well story. I said, do we think that Jonas was in a well, or do we think that Jonas was in his mind, overwhelmed with things in life, and was trying to find his way to the light. If you look at it the way I just said it, you'll really understand what the passage means.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to, he was in a physical well, and he, come on, people.
They just
Come on, people.
on that.
Come on, people. I'm just saying. Now, when we're talking about Jesus laying hands, or so when we talk about from where Jesus was from the time he was 12, when they don't talk about him anymore in the Bible, because the reason why they couldn't talk about him anymore in the Bible, because he was nowhere around them. But he was in places like India, Egypt. He was with the Buddhist monks. Mm-hmm. He was learning from the cultures who knew how to lay hands. He was going to the cultures who understood how to be more spiritual. So do you guys remember back in the day? Wait, we're going to go thousands of years ago. You heard the story that when people wanted to learn, they had to go see a master. Mm-hmm. Things were not written down. They were transferred. Information was transferred from one person to another person. It wasn't written. You had to go to that person as the master of A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, mm-hmm. and learn. Mm-hmm. So what he did was went to the masters and learned.
Yeah.
Now, this is the part that always baffles me. It just baffles me. Now, he went and learned. Like most coaches, I'm a coach. I'm a leadership coach. I talk business, growth, and development because I have worked in business, growing, and developing for 20 years. Erica is here speaking about physical, metaphysical, and spirituality that you went to school. You learned, you coach on it because you are a master in it currently. Mm-hmm. Or hold on one more time. Sometimes we don't master anything until we continue in life because we're always open to growth. I want to say that part. Mm-hmm. But you are definitely an expert at it. This is the part I don't get. That we come back and you teach the people what you learn. Mm-hmm. This is what Jesus did. I want y'all. This is what Christ did. I'm just speaking from being Christ-like. Because we all are Christ-like if we start being more in tune with it. Mm-hmm. We can all do and be the same as Christ and God because we are part of God. God is part of us. Christ's consciousness is in us. Christ is coming back as soon as we get back in tune with it. Just saying. Sorry, guys. Back to my scheduled program. So, but with that all being said, we get the information, but we don't utilize it. Mm-hmm. And as she was talking about in John, they mocked what he knew. Mm-hmm. And because he was a coach, he's not forcing the information upon you. No. He's giving you the information and you utilize that information. That's what real coaches do. So, and now one point in time in the Bible, I don't care which Bible we get, does it say Jesus was force-feeding anybody? Nope. Jesus was speaking information and was hoping that they get it. And we talking about two millennia later, we still ain't got it. I think we're further from Christ now than we ever were before.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same. But I do feel like we are in the second coming of Christ. We are in Deuteronomy and Revelation right now. And we are in the second coming of Christ. People think that the second coming of Christ is a physical being showing up in the sky, and that's just not it. The second coming of Christ is the Christ consciousness that is within. And if you notice, a lot of us, so many of us around the world are waking up more and more and more every day. That is the Christ consciousness that Jesus was telling us is going to be back. You will not know the day, nor the time, nor the hour. It's been happening. And we are in Deuteronomy and Revelation where everything is being revealed and everything is getting ready to be restored tenfold. Just like they said, that we will be getting everything back.
So with that being said, what do you, so I want to say, I totally agree with that. Mm-hmm. Because there are so many more people woke. And I want y'all to hear what I'm about to say about woke. When you are woke, awake. We're gonna go awake. I'm not gonna go typical woke. When you are awake, there is no turning back.
Right.
Because once you are woke, you can't go backwards. Like my wife, she just checked in. Hold on a sec. Hello, CEOs. Hello there, Mrs. Gary. She will tell you that she is exhausted with hearing me talk about what I'm about to say next. Because I always say that I can't turn back. It's like I watch stuff now and it's like totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I can't go back. My mind can't rewind to what I once thought. Right now, I am so above certain things, and it's not above people, because I am still a spiritual being having a human experience.
Mm-hmm.
I still will I will still make mistakes that until I am completely aligned with the light that is in me, and I let go, and I let go of the shackles of the human body. When I let go of the shackles of the human experience and get more aligned with the spiritual experience, then we become a little more infallible, because we're more aligned. We're aligned with the Christ consciousness at that point. That's my thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, so with all that being said, there's so many people woke right now.
Yeah.
And I think that, I'm gonna be honest, I think that there was a lot of people woke before, but with the birth of the internet and the more of the fact that we're now able to speak over the continent, over the world, that we're able to now have more of those conversations. Like right now, I just saw a Buddhist monk on TikTok, a real life Buddhist monk who was teaching people how to breathe. To me, that was just it was an awesome moment for me. I got to also tell my TikTok timeline don't look like most people's because I scroll past all the garbage. So when I saw the Buddhist monk, when I stopped, I paused. I took my moment of prayer with him. When he was telling me to breathe, I was all involved with it. It was speaking the language while he was doing the breath. I was like, come on now, it was a feeling of feeling good, considering that they are usually in solitude. Mm-hmm. But he was saying that he felt that now was a time for him to now come to the work.
Yeah.
And I think that that's what the birth of the internet for me is for. Now, I know a lot of people are distracted by the things that are going on the internet, as opposed to being more aligned, utilizing the internet. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll tell you that this is my jam. We can talk. I'll be here at 6:00. Let the show won't even go on. Sorry, Lex. No, I was playing.
Hey, on the same way. Anything about metaphysics and spirituality, I'll be talking all day. But yeah, it's a lot with the internet, because it's a lot of stuff that's going on that can be very people, like, they will get stuck in one thing that they see, and then, like, for instance, okay, so when the monks first started walking and everything, I saw on my Facebook and everything, someone had posted, and it was probably like a couple of people that posted something about like, the monks are a distraction and stuff because the Leviathan is waking up and everything. But again, like, and this is what I was saying, like, even with a lot of spiritual conscious or so-called woke people, even a lot of them are still asleep themselves and stuff. And it's sad. And so with me, like, I don't get mad, or I don't try to be really hard on like religious people or anybody who is like whatever belief system they are in. What makes me more frustrated sometimes is really just seeing, like, just knowing how bad we have become so programmed and conditioned. That's the part that be getting my heart. It's like, it's so sad to see that this is happening right now, that this is the way that your mind is right now, that you just cannot see the light. You just can't see the truth. And if you are a conscious leader, teacher, or whatever and stuff, if you're still teaching anything that is anywhere that creates more separation or division and not unity, then you are not as woke as you say you are.
You are part of the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you are part of the problem.
Because everybody, we are all one and from the same source. Yes, there are bad apples. I actually just did a sermon like this yesterday on this. I said something similar. But it's literally, there are bad apples that's out there. And we know what those bad apples are. We know who those bad apples are. So we're not ignoring that. We're not trying to be like, oh, we just gonna forget about all the 400 years and all this and that. No, that's not what that is, because you got to also remember that there was a time before 400 years, before we even became enslaved. There was times before that, and I had a vision of seeing that around Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. Like a lot of conscious people, this is all talking about the internet and everything, because this is how information just circles around on the internet, and the internet can be used for good and bad. It has both lies as well as educational stuff that is truth, and you just have to use your discernment to know what is the truth. But a lot of conscious people, especially our people, and I was a part of it at one point, we get into this whole thing of we not celebrating holidays no more. We not doing this and that and stuff. But I made a group called the Awakening the Awakened, because a lot of people are awakened, but they are not as fully awakened as they should be.
I'm joining that group because I did this for the holidays, guys. I was sad for the holidays. I'm a big Christmas fan.
The whole point of the holidays, let's talk, like, first of all, we're talking about, I'm going to talk about Christmas and winter solstice right now. All around those times, before they were even called Christmas or anything like that, and before colonization happened, before all of that stuff, our ancestors, they danced around the trees. They actually celebrated the winter solstice, the return of the sun, when the sun would disappear for a few days and then it came back and stuff. They celebrated that time and they was dancing around the trees. This is the vision that I saw, and this is what made me bring my Christmas tree back. And I was like, you know what? How are we going to let colonization take away our joy? Because if we let them take away,
I gotta give a 5 on that. I did this at Christmas, guys. So it's very funny. Go ahead.
If we let them take away our joy, we are giving them our power, and we are giving them Christmas Day. We are giving them Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving was really just to gather around. They would give thanks to the earth and to nature and things. And this was before the colonization. Yeah. So you got to think about, we not just from the 400 years. We from millions of years before that. Okay, you got to remember those times too. And this is a remembrance and stuff. This is a divine remembrance, and this is what it looks like when you are truly and fully in tune with self, because you start to receive these messages and everything, and you start to remember yourself.
Guys, this I'm gonna tell you, this show has been an awesome show. Erica, you are invited back whenever you want. Maybe me and Erica will talk about how she can come on once a month. I have a couple of guests who will be coming here once a month, because for 2026, this is about us being free. My third book is called Freedom Has GPS. It's going to dive a lot into spirituality and how to be more aligned with yourself so you can build a legacy. So I'm on chapter 6. So I'm giving away some pieces right now. It is really about total alignment with you, because without being aligned with you, you can never be free. You can never be free of the 400 years, because I talk about in the book about we only think about ourselves once we were slaves, but what was happening before then? And if we just, because we get lost in the fact of that we were slaves, and we're doing better than the slaves were doing, but are we doing as good as the people before they were ever slaves?
Right.
Because that's who we should be striving to be.
And those people are in our DNA as well.
Our DNA is made up of those things as well. So in my new book, I'm going to talk a little bit about this. You guys, I definitely am going to be inviting Erica back. We only got a couple of moments. So I'm going to ask Erica some pointed questions real quick about what we're talking about today. The whole point of this is how to turn your gift. So I brought 2 people on the show that had a gift. And how do you turn that gift into income without feeling like you sold your soul?
This
is usually the hard question, because when you gift it, you just want to help. You just want to help. How do you do it?
I would say, like, just, you have to embody yourself. You got to remember yourself. Come back to self. Be your authentic self. Like, don't try to do something to fit in a narrative that somebody else is trying to put you in, or how you think that this person would want to see your business, or like we cannot be people pleasing. It's too many people out here in the world. So just have to stay yourself, your authentic self. Remember who you are, and really just stand in that.
I like that. So I'm gonna explain my part of how I turn my gift into income without selling my soul. I'm just authentically me. I authentically help individuals find their success in their businesses. And I work with entrepreneurs who are looking to grow their business. And how I do that so authentically is that it's all about them. It's not about me. I'll use this week. I helped 2 mentees with 2 different issues all at once. One mentee was trying to clean out a building. The other mentee needed stuff from the building. So what I did was I helped them both. I went and got the stuff, did a video that you can't see just yet. It's coming though. Once you get to the finished project, it is coming. If you guys are not locked in already to Shayna Jenkins, she's an interior designer who is doing magnificent things. She started from small projects to now she's doing larger projects. So get locked in before she gets booked. So if you have a space that you're looking to get refreshed and you're looking for somebody who has a real eye for detail that can bring your vision to life, get in touch with Shayna Jenkins at Stiletto Decor. Get locked in. The other mentee that I was helping was Ms. Mina Media. If you guys are not locked in with Ms. Mina, she dropped her information in our chat. Ms. Mina Media is also my campaign director for the next book, Freedom Has GPS, that will be coming out December 31st. So get locked in. If you are looking to rebrand your business so you can have growth and success, get locked in with Ms. Mina Media. Because at the end of the day, guys, I am all about seeing people win, and we can all win together if we realize one thing, that each of us have a gift, and that gift, when we stand in that gift, we are able to become our authentic person, our authentic selves who are living in the purpose in which we were put here for. I don't want to die with my purpose inside of me, so I am letting my purpose be free. And if you do the same, I guarantee you this one thing, you will be a much happier camper. Mm-hmm. So, guys, now we didn't dive into all of the things, but I guarantee you we have some clarity here on Wake Up CEO today. We got some empowerment today on Wake Up CEO, and we gonna own everything around it. But we gonna do something at the end. We gotta do my part. Y'all know I gotta do my favorite part of the show, my leadership 3-point play. We can't let the leadership 3-point play go, because I want to make sure that you guys stay locked in every week to your 3-point play. So we're gonna get locked into that leadership 3-point play that is powered by Say I'm Possible Academy, where self-leadership gets GPS. Play 1. Write your gift sentence and stick to it. My gift helps who do what so they can be whomever. Play 2. Offer. Choose one starter offer and set one price for 30 days. No changing it every week. Build trust through consistency. Play 3. Run a weekly CEO revenue routine. Monday visibility, 2 outreach, 3 calls, 4 follow-up, 5 deliver plus testimonies. If you are being authentically who you need to be, all those things will come to light and be very simple, because how you turn your gift into income without selling your soul, don't. That's what we do on CEOs. So your gift doesn't need to beg. It needs to build. And your integrity is the whole foundation. So CEOs, y'all know, man, I had an awesome opportunity to be with Erica today. So Erica, tell them where they can find you, keep in touch with you, and please drop to me that group, because I need to be a part of that group. Mm-hmm. Because at Christmas time, I was a sad person. I'm a very Christmas. I love the season of joy and peace. Mm-hmm. And I got lost in me being awake, because I wasn't completely woke until Christmas morning. I realized what I was forgetting. And then I remember what I should be celebrating.
If I can, real quick.
Yes, ma'am, you can do it.
I want to also, so this is a little bit of the decoding on how I would possibly decode your name. So Christmas is Christ's Mass. And when the Son had returned, the ancestors of that time, they were celebrating the return of the Son, and they said the light has returned, or the Son has returned. So Christ, remember, means the anointed or enlightened one, same thing. And mass is a mass enlightenment. So therefore, that means that there was a mass awakening or a mass enlightenment happening around that time in the winter solstice. So that is what Christmas is Christ's mass, a mass enlightenment, and just having joy around that, celebrating that. So remember that.
I appreciate that. I'm going to take this soundbite and put it up and make sure when I get upset about Christmas again. Now that does not mean, one more time, that doesn't mean I got to spend my money in these stores either. I want to say that for the record. They still not getting my money. That's still not going to be the time for me to make the fourth quarter for nobody. That's not going to be my time. But I am going to celebrate the joy and peace that actually what Christmas was really all about. Because just as you said,
you can make handmade gifts.
Because that's what they used to do anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Everything was about exchanging of energy,
enjoying your family. You can they gifted each other, and whatever gifts they made, they handmade it, and they gifted each other, and they celebrated each other, and they feasted and everything. That is what they did for the Thanksgiving before colonization. That's what they did for Christmas, Christ's Mass. That's what they do for Kwanzaa.
So as I said, Erica, let them know where they can find you. Guys, I promise I'm going to have a conversation with her at the show, trying to see if I can get her on here at least once a month. Because we need this total to be awake as a CEO. You need to have that total ability to be enlightened by who you are and what you are. So you can step into the CEO that is in you. So that is what my show is all about. It's all about being clear in your actions, empowered by your choices, and owning your direction. That's why I'm talking to the CEO. That's who the CEO is. It's that CEO that's in you. So as I said, it was a pleasure talking to Erica. So tell them where they can find you.
Okay, so you can find me at Reverend Erica Turner on Facebook. That is my actual ministry page where I basically post a lot of I'll post like my metaphysical sermons on there, or just, something related on that page. And I have a business page that's linked to it, which is Reverend Erica Yoko Speaks. And then I do have another Facebook page that is Erica Healing Goddess Mende, which is where I do all of my healing services and things of that nature. And then you can find me on also TikTok, which is at the Spiritual Life Coach 8 and Goddess Isis.
All right, so I dropped some of the stuff in the chat real quick for you guys. I want to make sure that y'all get locked in with Erica, because at the end of the day, we want to be enlightened. We want to be able to embody our spirituality so we can all arrive in that second coming that is of Christ within us. So we want to get the opportunity to develop the skills now, get more in line with our minds, our bodies, and be able to be ready for the spirituality that's coming through us. So until next week, guys, y'all know it was an awesome show with two awesome individuals that I definitely will plan to bring back. And until next week, I want you guys to be up, out, and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You. See you next week, CEOs. We are all looking to get to the cash. So I have the perfect book series for you by award-winning author Rachel L. Gary. Volume 1, Forged in Fire, Readers Rose from Life's Ashes. In Volume 2, #Poverty 6 Figures, they broke those mental chains. Now comes Volume 3, Freedom Has GPS, reminding you that you are born to soar and build a legacy. Pre-orders are open for 50% off. Get the tools for the bag at www.sayiampossible.
My questionnaire, the questions were just very exact and to the point of what I needed. And when I met with her in my one-on-one session, I found it to be very profound.
Excited for this. This is something I really need and something I've been looking for a while.
It's an assessment. Like, it asks questions that make you think deep about what you want your life to go.
The 10-week financial focus plan she gave me helped me to see it in a better way where it would make money.
It was basically a reality. Something that looked like a dream, but in reality, it was nothing but a shift of mindset. It's a state of mind.
Out and moving to the greatness we all know lies within who? You CEOs. See you next week right here on CEO State of Mind.